Located deep in the countryside, Hollow Farm had a dark history that dated back to the early 1900s. For generations, the farm had been plagued by a mysterious curse. The family that owned the farm was known for their misfortunes, cattle mysteriously dying, crops failing, and strange apparitions seen in the fields at night. One fateful evening, the farmer, John, decided to investigate the source of the curse. Armed with a lantern and a shovel, he ventured into the fields. As he dug deeper, he uncovered a hidden grave. Inside lay the remains of a witch who had been unjustly accused and executed. John knew he had to give her a proper burial to break the curse. As he reburied the witch, a bone-chilling wind blew through the fields, and her ghostly figure appeared before him. She thanked him for his act of kindness and vanished into the night. From that day on, Hollow Farm prospered, but the ghostly legend of the witch's curse still sends shivers down the spines of those who visit. Years passed after John had reburied the witch and broken the curse on Hollow Farm. The fields flourished and the cattle thrived. It seemed as though the farm's dark history was finally behind it. However, the legend of the witch's curse still lingered in the memories of the townsfolk. One particularly harsh winter, a deep frost settled over the land. The townspeople watched in disbelief as the crops, once so bountiful, withered and died. The cattle, once healthy and robust, grew frail and sickly. It was as if the curse had returned. Desperate, John's descendants turned to the town historian, a wise old woman named Eliza. Eliza had spent years researching the history of the farm and believed that there might be a hidden aspect to the curse that had been overlooked. She delved deep into dusty archives and uncovered a long-forgotten diary from the 1800s. The diary revealed that the witch, whose grave John had discovered, had a sister who had cursed the farm in retaliation for her sibling's death. The sister's spirit had never been put to rest. With this new information, Eliza guided John's descendants to a forgotten grove deep within the farm. There, they found the unmarked grave of the witch's sister. As they gave her a proper burial, they heard mournful whispers and felt a chilling presence. The ghost of the witch's sister appeared before them, her eyes filled with sorrow. She confessed to the curse she had placed upon the farm and how it had tormented her for centuries. With a final, heartfelt apology, she dissipated into the night. From that day forward, Hollow Farm flourished once more, and the curse was finally lifted for good. The farm's dark history became a distant memory, but the stories of the two cursed sisters served as a reminder of the power of forgiveness and the importance of righting past wrongs. Visitors to Hollow Farm no longer felt the ominous presence that had once plagued the land. Instead, they marveled at the beauty of the fields and the prosperity that had returned, knowing that the farm had finally found peace, and the witch's restless spirits were at rest. As the years passed by, Hollow Farm continued to thrive, and its dark past became nothing more than a fading memory. The curse that had haunted the land for generations had finally been lifted, and the people who worked and lived on the farm did so with a newfound sense of peace and tranquility. John's descendants, who had played a crucial role in breaking the curse, were revered in the community for their bravery and determination. They continued to maintain the farm, tending to the crops and animals with care, knowing that the spirits of the two sisters were now at rest. Over time, the farm became a popular destination for tourists, drawn not only by the lush fields and thriving livestock, but also by the farm's rich history. Local guides would share the tale of the curse and its ultimate resolution, reminding visitors of the importance of righting past wrongs and finding forgiveness. As Hollow Farm prospered, it also gave back to the community. The owners of the farm, grateful for the peace they had found, organized charity events, inviting townsfolk to share in the farm's abundance. They hosted harvest festivals offering a bountiful feast to all who attended, and used the farm's resources to support local schools and charities. Hollow Farm had truly transformed from a place of fear and darkness into a symbol of hope and redemption. The once haunted land had found its place in the hearts of the townspeople as a source of pride and inspiration. It stood as a testament to the power of forgiveness, the resilience of those who dare to confront their past, and the capacity for even the most cursed of places to find peace and prosperity once more. And so, the haunting of Hollow Farm became a tale not only of horror, but of triumph over darkness, reminding all who heard it that, even in the face of the most malevolent of curses, there is always a glimmer of hope, waiting to be uncovered by those with the courage to confront the past and seek redemption. Harrowbrook Farm was a peaceful place until the mysterious disappearance of farmer Joseph's daughter, Sarah. The entire town searched for her, but she was never found. Years later, as Joseph grew old, he claimed to hear Sarah's voice calling out to him from the dilapidated barn. One stormy night, curious townsfolk gathered at the farm. They watched in terror as the barn's doors creaked open on their own. A pale figure resembling Sarah emerged, her eyes hollow and filled with anguish. She pointed to an old well in the barn where her remains were discovered. As the authorities investigated, they learned that Sarah had fallen into the well and died, but no one had ever known. Her restless spirit had lingered, yearning to be found. After a proper burial, the haunting ceased, but the barn at Harrowbrook Farm remained a place of dread for years to come. After the discovery of Sarah's remains in the well of the Harrowbrook Farm barn, the once peaceful countryside was left in shock. The authorities conducted a thorough investigation into her tragic death, which had remained a mystery for years. It was determined that Sarah had fallen into the well accidentally, her cries for help unheard in the vast emptiness of the barn. Her father, Joseph, was devastated by the revelation. He had lived with the belief that his daughter had been abducted or lost forever, never suspecting that her resting place was just beneath his feet. With heavy hearts, the townsfolk came together to give Sarah a proper burial, hoping to finally put her tormented spirit to rest. As they laid her to rest in the town cemetery, a sense of closure began to settle over Harrowbrook. The chilling specter that had haunted the barn for so long seemed to lose its grip on the land. The eerie whispers ceased, and the restless apparition of Sarah was no longer seen by the townsfolk. With the curse lifted, the barn at Harrowbrook Farm underwent a transformation. The once feared structure was refurbished and became a symbol of the town's resilience in the face of tragedy. It was now used for community gatherings, barn dances, and celebrations. The old well that had claimed Sarah's life was sealed, a somber reminder of the farm's dark past. Joseph, who had carried the guilt and sorrow of his daughter's disappearance for years, found a measure of solace in the knowledge that her remains had been found, and she had been given a proper farewell. Though he still grieved for her, he was finally able to find some peace in his heart. As the years went by, the story of the Harrowbrook Farm haunting transformed into a cautionary tale, a reminder of the importance of seeking closure and resolving the mysteries that haunt our lives. The barn, once a place of terror, had become a symbol of healing, resilience, and the power of a community to come together in the face of tragedy. Harrowbrook Farm, with its refurbished barn and newfound sense of unity, stood as a testament to the enduring human spirit, capable of finding light even in the darkest of places. And Sarah's memory, once shrouded in mystery and fear, became a part of the town's history, honored and cherished by all who knew her story. Years passed, and the haunting of Harrowbrook Farm's barn gradually faded into a distant memory. The town's residents no longer felt the oppressive weight of the curse, and the once dreaded barn became a symbol of resilience and unity. Joseph, despite the lingering grief for his beloved daughter, found solace in knowing that Sarah's spirit had finally found peace. He became a respected figure in the community, known for his strength and perseverance in the face of tragedy. the refurbished barn continued to play a central role in the town's life. It was now a hub of activity, hosting weddings, community meetings, and gatherings that brought the townsfolk together. The town even organized an annual Harrowbrook Harvest Festival in honor of Sarah, celebrating the bounty of the land and the strength of the community. The sealed well, which had claimed Sarah's life, served as a somber reminder of the farm's dark past. A small memorial was erected nearby, and townspeople often left flowers and mementos in remembrance of the young woman whose fate had haunted their town for so long. As the barn's ominous reputation waned, visitors and newcomers to the town heard the story of Harrowbrook Farm as a tale of tragedy, redemption, and the enduring spirit of a community that refused to be defined by its haunted history. Harrowbrook Farm became a place of hope, where people came to find inspiration and solace in the face of their own trials and tribulations. Sarah's memory, once shrouded in mystery and fear, became a symbol of resilience and the power of love to transcend even the darkest of circumstances. And so the haunted barn of Harrowbrook Farm, once a place of dread and despair, was transformed into a beacon of hope and healing, a testament to the strength of the human spirit, and a reminder that even in the face of the most chilling of hauntings, redemption and peace are possible when a community comes together to confront its past and honor the memory of those lost. Willowridge Farm was known for its eerie scarecrow, a lifelike figure that stood guard over the fields. The legend told of a disgruntled farmhand, Michael, who had been unfairly accused of theft and lynched, his body used to create the scarecrow. Over the years, strange occurrences plagued the farm. Crops withered, animals went missing, and eerie whispers filled the night air. Those who dared to approach the scarecrow claimed to hear Michael's tormented cries. One moonless night, a group of brave teenagers decided to dismantle the scarecrow, believing it was the source of the farm's misfortune. As they approached, the scarecrow came to life, its eyes glowing with malice. It pursued them relentlessly, exacting revenge for the injustice done to Michael. The teenagers narrowly escaped, but Willowridge Farm was forever cursed. The scarecrow, imbued with vengeful energy, continued to roam the fields, a chilling reminder of the farm's dark past. These stories serve as cautionary tales, reminding us that sometimes the most terrifying horrors can be found in the most unsuspecting places, like the seemingly peaceful farms that hide dark secrets. The night the vengeful scarecrow came to life had left the teenagers in a state of terror they would never forget. Their narrow escape from the wrath of the animated figure served as a warning to the entire town of the malevolent force that lurked within Willowridge Farm. Word of the scarecrow's rampage spread like wildfire, and the townsfolk gathered for an emergency meeting to decide how to deal with this supernatural threat. They turned to local historians and paranormal experts to unravel the dark history of the farm and the sinister origin of the scarecrow. Through their research, they discovered that the scarecrow was not just an ordinary effigy, but a vessel for the tormented spirit of Michael, the unjustly accused farmhand who had been lynched years ago. Michael's vengeful anger had given life to the scarecrow, and his thirst for revenge could not be quenched until justice was served. The town decided to hold a solemn ceremony, not only to honor Michael's memory, but also to acknowledge the injustice that had been done to him. A memorial was erected near the old lynching tree, and a formal apology was issued to his surviving relatives. As the townsfolk gathered at the ceremony, they felt a palpable change in the atmosphere. The vengeful presence that had terrorized the farm for so long began to wane. As the final words of apology were spoken, the scarecrow's eyes ceased glowing, and it crumbled to dust, its malevolent spirit finally finding peace. With the curse lifted, Willowridge Farm underwent a transformation. The land that had been plagued by fear and darkness for years now flourished with newfound vitality. Crops grew bountifully, and the livestock thrived as if the farm had been reborn. The farm's owners, grateful for the support of the community and the resolution of the haunting, opened their doors to visitors. They shared the farm's dark history and its transformation into a place of healing and reconciliation. Willowridge Farm became a symbol of the power of acknowledging past wrongs and seeking redemption. Over time, the Scarecrow's tale evolved from one of horror to one of hope and redemption. Visitors from far and wide came to witness the farm's transformation and to learn about the importance of righting past injustices. Willowridge Farm served as a reminder that even the most vengeful spirits can find peace when their grievances are acknowledged and justice is served. And so, the vengeful Scarecrow of Willowridge Farm, once a harbinger of terror, became a symbol of the town's resilience, its ability to confront its dark past, and the healing power of forgiveness. The farm stood as a testament to the strength of a community that refused to be defined by its haunting history and instead chose to embrace a future of hope and reconciliation. With the vengeful spirit of Michael finally at rest, a sense of relief washed over Willowridge Farm. The once dreaded Scarecrow crumbled into dust, its malevolent presence dissipating into the ether. The curse that had plagued the farm for years had been broken, and the land began to thrive once more. As the farm flourished, the townspeople felt a renewed connection to Willowridge. They celebrated its transformation from a place of fear to one of redemption and healing. The farm's owners, grateful for the support and understanding of the community, continued to open their doors to visitors, welcoming them with the story of the Scarecrow and the farm's remarkable turnaround. Willowridge Farm became a symbol of the power of acknowledging past wrongs and seeking redemption. It drew people from far and wide, not only for its lush fields and thriving livestock, but also to learn about the importance of righting past injustices. The barn at Willowridge was transformed into a museum, featuring exhibits that told the story of the farm's dark past and its journey toward healing. In time, the farm's tale of horror evolved into one of hope and reconciliation. Visitors came to understand that even the most vengeful spirits could find peace when their grievances were addressed. Willowridge Farm stood as a testament to the strength of a community that refused to be defined by its haunting history and instead chose to embrace a future filled with hope, unity, and forgiveness. As the years passed, the legend of the vengeful Scarecrow of Willowridge Farm continued to be told, not as a tale of fear, but as one of triumph over darkness. The farm's owners, the townspeople, and all who visited knew that the land had been forever changed. It had become a place where the lessons of the past were not forgotten, but where they were used to build a brighter future. And so, the vengeful Scarecrow of Willowridge Farm, once a harbinger of terror, became a symbol of resilience, redemption, and the enduring power of forgiveness. The farm stood as a beacon of hope, reminding all who heard its story that even in the face of the most chilling of hauntings, peace and healing were possible when a community came together to confront its past and seek reconciliation.